Hi, my name is Chuppa, and I'm going to talk about cloning, REM phase cloning, and the history of it, and how it pertains to me. Cloning started in at least 1945s in Nazi Germany, and when the Americans, British, and Russians went in to Germany at the end of World War II, all the countries got a piece of the technology. Now, there are 2 different types of cloning processes and 4 different types of clones that are known about so far. The 2 processes are replication cloning, grown up from a baby up, and duplication cloning, just a fully formed double of you. And the 4 types of clones are Mark I clones called organic robotoids. It's a terrible name because there's no robot parts to it. It's just a name. It's just a name for the Mark I original type of clones. They're not even used anymore. And a lot of the Nazis that were executed and hanged after the D.U.M.B.s trials were Mark I organic robotoid clones. And a lot of them escaped. Not all, but many of the ones hanged were Mark I clones. Mark II clones are REM-driven clones, meaning REM, rapid eye movement phase of sleep, meaning they take your consciousness while you sleep, and when you enter REM phase in an hour and a half to 2 hours, and they put your consciousness or mind into a clone in the cloning center. And there's no way to block this I know of, aside from maybe a Faraday cage. But this is what's happening to me, and it's every night pretty much, and it's not a dream. I know what you're thinking, but it's way too real. I dream about things I've never seen before or thought about. The Mark III and 4 clones are, I don't know much about, but they are the newest and most advanced. Now, REM phase cloning, where they take your mind, put it in a clone of you or something else. They can take it and put it into an animal. They can put it into a different person, a younger version of you, a robot. They can do a lot of weird, sick things, whatever they want to do. Now, a lot of these people that this happens to are memory suppressed. They're drugged. Inside the clone is a drug dispenser that dispenses heroin, which makes it fuzzy and make you think it's a dream. Also, they use MK Ultra video and audio effects, which is like a live CGI right in front of your face. They can make you see anything they want. And at the cloning center, and it's how the Illuminati control people. It's why no one talks, because everyone has to sleep. Everyone, whether they dream or remember their dreams or not, everyone needs that REM phase of sleep. You can set your alarm for the middle of the night, wake up a couple times, but after 7 days, you'll become sick and you'll die after that, because human beings need that REM phase sleep. And when you're in a clone, you do get that REM phase sleep. If if they put your mind to a clone, your body, the original body, still gets the sleep. Now, the clones, the way they clone people, all they need is your blood anymore. They own the Red Cross. They used to need tissue that was high in stem cells and stuff, but now they do not. All they need is your blood. And if you've ever donated blood, or if you've ever had surgery, dental surgery, or anything, they probably have your DNA on file. And it's really global. They can, if they want you, they can get you. They can send you there at night. And my family is, there's Freemasons in my family. So I've probably been there a long time, but now I go to the cloning center, the same one they send me to that Donald Marshall is at, because they've seen us talking. And the cloning center is, the one time I've seen it without being shown fake visuals was, I remember sitting in the stands and looking at a very large widescreen, like extremely huge, in a kind of a circular seating, a stadium seating arrangement. And there was something on, I can't remember what was on the screen, but I remember turning to my left and seeing Michael J. Fox. And it was odd because he had a very strange, parted over sideways, a long haircut, which is not his normal cut, which is typical of clones, because when you come out of the cloning tube, I guess your hair is just extremely grown. It just keeps growing. And when they're there, I guess they just part it how they can to deal with it. They usually put me in the MK Ultra scenarios, and drug me, and it's usually like a horror movie, running from something or trying to fight something. It's pretty much a terror scenario, and they're probably sitting watching in the stands for entertainment because they're bored, sick people. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I don't want money. I don't want to be famous. I just need to tell people about this because there's a lot of people who can't say anything. Celebrities won't say anything. Musicians, athletes, they all have this happen to them, and they can't say anything. They'll be remotely killed if they put an electrical charge to your clone. You will have an aneurysm or heart attack in your real body. It's what happened to Bernie Mac, pretty much. He was tortured. He stood up for Donald Marshall, and he was tortured so bad that he had a aneurysm the next day, and he died. Now, a lot of things that happen to me is it's usually a scenario of some kind where I'm just, what I remember, I'll just tell you, is it's just like a horror movie. It's probably all fake, but it's what I saw. It was, you know, the horror movie character Pumpkinhead. Well, me and a bunch of other people were pretty much trying to kill this thing and stay alive. I had a revolver. I just remember shooting and reloading, running, and eventually we killed this thing. Well, they had the typical horror movie false ending, and like 5 or 10 more of these things came out. Yeah, it was messed up. And also, last night, I should tell you, and I hope it wasn't me, I hope it wasn't real, but I remember driving away from something, and I remember seeing something ahead of me, driving a car, and it was police officers in riot gear, and I drove through them, and then I woke up. And sometimes they take your consciousness and put it in a clone, in a place, and have you run that person just to have an event or something. And I hope to God it wasn't me that ran down people. I hope it was fake. No. This happens to me pretty much every time I go to sleep. Sometimes I can remember, sometimes not. They can repress certain things in your memory and let you remember other things. They've got the brain completely figured out. I only know this stuff because of Donald Marshall, and he needs to be known about. People need to know about his information. It's extremely important. And REM cloning needs to stop. They need to stop taking people, and they steal their ideas, they torture them there, take their ideas and use them themselves to make money, hold people hostage, and just, there's nothing you can do, really. It's just, this needs to stop. I'm really don't want to talk about this, but I have to. And the cloning's been going along for a very long time. It needs to be stopped. There's no good reason for it. The body parts grown for, say, replacing somebody's internal organs or something, it wouldn't work. The cloned organs degenerate too quickly. They're grown too quickly and they break down. So they're not even good for replacing your heart or whatever internal organ you need replacing. It's just, there's no point to it. The rich, inbred, cannibalistic pedophiles that run this planet, the billionaires pretty much. Pope Ratzinger, who's still the Pope. Pope Francis is just a figurehead, public relations thing. Queen Elizabeth, Vladimir Putin. China runs them. Arabs and Russia are pretty much preventing this from ending. They don't want to end this. China has done so much badness to their own people. So is Russia. This just needs to end, and I'm not sure what else to say, but it's really annoying and unsettling and unnerving to be harassed while you're sleeping. No one should have to deal with that, and it needs to stop. Thank you for your time.